22nd of May and it's snowing.
You're John. I'm Dave.
Finally, we get some real nice weather.
Muhammad Ali.
He's got a heart made of yellow barley straw.
Hi, I'm John.
And I'm Dave, and welcome to the winter edition of the Hardware Guys.
Actually, Dave, I'm not a hardware guy anymore. I sell real estate.
Well, that's okay, John. You're still a hardware guy at heart.
Right on.
The thing about ice that I like most about is how nice it looks on a bare patch of the lake.
Yeah.
It's like standing on an ice cube. It's beautiful. You're standing over 40 feet of water and you're looking down and you see this beautiful flat ice, and sometimes you see little ripples and cracks in it. It's great. It's very, very beautiful.
I think the coolest thing about ice or ice fishing is when you actually have a hole drilled and you're in a shack and you can actually see a fish swimming below. That's the coolest part. Not pertaining to ice, but
Yeah. It's like TV.
yeah. Bye.
Hello. That's Jaden. Yeah.
Are you the same age?
No. No.
Are either of you married?
No.
So who's the best skater?
Me. You're the best. Yes, I am. You keep on cutting across. Yeah.
What's the hardest thing about skating?
Backwards cross cuts. Yeah, backwards cross cuts.
Yeah. What advice do you give to people who are just starting out to skate?
Like this and push with your feet. Go like this sideways. Yeah.
That's important.
Follow me.
Smile and wave. Nina, smile and wave. No.
Oh, pretty good. Hi.
I should have kept rolling.
Hi, Chatty.
You've got two here.
I guess we started in the beginning of January, and most of the little people had never skated before, and they have just improved drastically. It's just so neat to see how fast they can go, and they don't fall over as much, and they're having fun. It's great to see.
It's nice to get out. Wintertime's too long. We're just out there to have fun, get some exercise, and make winter a little shorter. Just a rec team got together here last year. Hi. Hot night lifting. sausage. Oh, my dad and I go moose hunting every year, and if we get one, we make up the sausage, and it's just kind of a home game tradition. A few other teams do it too. It's just kind of a nice thing to do after the game. They really enjoy it, especially the young guys. Can't feed them enough. Well, I start off in the morning, and of course it's frozen, and then take it out and start slicing it up into pieces and put it in the oven. A bunch of spices on top, stuff like that, and then cook it on low heat pretty much all day. And then towards the end, put it on a mushroom sauce base and let it simmer away. And by the time 9-10 o'clock rolls around, it's ready to go. I hope it's going to be good.
I'm Ann Davis, and you're in my dining room today. We had an ice house with a big hole in it, and we used to keep putting layers of water in the winter till it froze solid, and that would last almost till August, so that we had ice in there to put the cream on and things, and milk and eggs. Well, we had freezing rain that did, and Frank was in the hospital. Ted Skeen had to come out and chop this inch of ice off our door so we could get in and out of the house. We did have a telephone then. I could phone him and tell him we needed help. That's it for this time. Bye for now.
But I've been through the ice twice, and it's cold. Damn cold.
Through how deep of water?
Well, once when the Lions had, you remember when the Lions had the geese and the pens down at the hospital?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And they got out in the spring and they were out in the lake. And we were catching them because their wings are clipped. Mm-hmm. And I'm standing next to a 6'4" mounted policeman that belonged to the Lions Club that weighed 500 pounds. And the ice opened up and I went in and he said, "You just go." And I'd fallen in as a kid.
It's breathtaking.
Yeah.
I don't think there was anybody that didn't fall through the ice during the ice cutting days. You know, when we were cutting ice and storing it in the ice houses. Pretty near every winter there was somebody went through the ice. Or I shouldn't say go through the ice, but
fell
in. Yeah.
Into the open pit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They just fished them out with a hook.
We used to make spare change, 10 cents a block or something for ice. Spending money.
Yeah.
You didn't have a chainsaw though, I don't suppose, eh?
No chainsaw, just a handsaw, yeah.
I've got an ice
saw.
Yeah, you
Ice
have
saw?
one.
And
I know you have.
would you bang the bottom then, or how? I mean,
cut it right through.
You go right to the water, eh?
Yep, right through to the water. Yep.
And then you'd snap them up with a bar as well?
Use the ice tongs. There was tongs that you grabbed them with and pull them out.
And you'd pull out a whole 4-foot chunk, say, eh? Or
approximately about 3 foot
thickness
chunks,
of the ice, yeah.
I got an ice saw and a pair of tongs too.
Well, that's what old Price James used. They used one of those ice.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They cut right to the.
They cut a hole and got the saw in, and then
Where you went? Handle on one end.
Yeah, one handle. No, it's not two handles. Nobody on the other side. Nobody on the other side.
No help.
One man bucksaw. Their teeth were they were what, maybe 5 teeth to the inch?
They cut real well.
I mean, to 5 teeth to a foot?
Yeah.
Saw was straight enough, or would it have a steel
It was
back
quite,
on like a back saw? Or
it had a back that they were that deep.
and I guess if it curved a little bit, it wouldn't matter that much either.
It wouldn't curve.
It wouldn't curve.
Wouldn't curve,
Once you got it through the ice and got
Yeah.
it started, the back was deep enough that it stayed true on course. Yeah.
Fairly stiff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course it'd be cold as hell, and stiff too. Eh?
Oh, cut real good. Yeah. But it was good manual labor, and that's how
hell of
they
a
had.
job. Got to be the coldest job in the world.
Yeah.
kids help make lemonade, and they play tennis and croquet, and they get $4. This one I think has to be, it's about $8. I never thought millionaires they were pushing. Okay, to walk down Lover's Lane, and then they ended up with a little tea party with cookies that were made in the morning. Chocolate chip.
Today I sit and I talk to the grandchildren and I tell them about things we used to do, eh? Like they say, I tell them, go to the store and get Granny a quart of milk. Oh, that's so far. You know, and it's only a block down the road. And I says, you know, we had to drive. We'd get in a team of horses on a Friday night and leave to go get groceries and come back on Saturday. That's how far we had to drive. You know, we'd camp out on the road overnight on the Friday night. We used to go in a team of horses, and Daddy had this little covered up cutter, they called. And it had a little pot-bellied stove in there, and there was hay all over the bottom of the cutter, and then Mum would make us beds. And we'd lay on those, and then it'd be nice and warm because Dad would keep the fire going in there, and the horses would go and take us right to church. It was something. I said, so real. And I sit and I talk to my children and my grandchildren about that today. I know my youngest son's a lawyer, and he looks at me and he thinks, God, you must have been crazy when you were young, you know.
My parents chose the church that was on the other end of town. We went 2 blocks up the street was a church, but that wasn't the right brand, so we had to go to that faraway one. And so when I was a kid, or when I was a kid and I had my little brother, it was quite a long hike to carry kids because there was no wheels. But my father fashioned a harness for his lovely hunting dog, who was a lovely big Chesapeake Retriever, red, great old Rover, and he put this harness on the dog and fastened the harness to the sleigh, and Mother bundled us up in there, and we went, and Mom and Dad tried to catch up.
The other thing we did, and I remember very well, driving to church, a team of horses and a wagon. After we had the chores done in the morning and the milk and the cream separated, Dad would give us the 3 youngest ones. Me and my 2 brothers would be sitting on our wagon at the very back of the wagon with our legs hanging down, and the 3 of us would have this quart of cream in our hand, and as we were bouncing down the road, we were making butter. By the time we got to church, you remember that? By the time we got to church, this quart sealer we had our butter in there. But I remember that. And we'd be sitting there thinking we were real smart. Our legs dangling from the wagon, you know.
Well, you were more fortunate than I. I had to sit with this thing to make butter.
We'd shake it, bounce in the wagon, and then make our butter. Oh, I remember those days so well.
it's winter time now and there's no garage sales, so we just look over what we have bought, all our treasures from other years.
It probably would be good to actually collect things and then get rid of them by selling them or something once in a while, but
I started collecting canes because I think they're an art form, and I think we're going to lose it because people are getting aluminum canes and whatever. So you try to think, you know, somebody made this out of a diamond willow that grows out in our bluffs, and then they put the deer horn handle on.
I guess this is a type of folk art, really, to some extent. Like it was handmade at home. They didn't go out and buy things like this, and they'd go into the bush and find pieces of this diamond willow and make it. So I think you could legitimately call it folk art.
Oh, yeah. And then there'd be like for shorter people and longer people, taller, I guess, not longer, shorter. And so everyone was made, or else they cut it off, you know, so that they were all.
Basically, they would groom them to their size. So that they'd be most comfortable.
This one my husband made for me.
I kind of like this one here because, you know, it's really part of a weapon, you know, and if you really get angry with somebody, you can always...
That's what I'm going to use when I get to the senior home. If they give me too much medication, or if I don't like what they're doing, look.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, I don't know. I've got one coming that has a pool cue in it and one with a flask. So look out. My son goes to Ethiopia for his work over there, and he brought this back.
It's quite light.
Yeah. But it has the snake crawling around it, and it probably means...
Tiger sort of heads, people wearing
and they
tiger heads.
They like the bright colors. And this one, this is heavy. And what's that made out of? It's just like somebody saw this in the tree and cut it off and made a cane out of it.
Yeah, but it's certainly heavy wood.
Heavy, right? It's not.
This weighs quite a bit.
You bought this for me for 25 cents at a garage sale.
This is pretty light
Yeah.
compared to that.
You can't lean too much on that. But that's my cane collection.
Why does it do it?
It's nice out today. A little crisp in the morning, but it's supposed to be nice this afternoon. So they predict it's going to be really nice, about 0. Yeah, so which is better than 40 below that we experienced the last 2 weeks. So actually, the town crew's done quite a job for keeping it clean, so it's working out pretty good.